Hi, my name's Scott Frew. I am the CEO and founder of iasset.com. This is a series of vlogs about distribution and what I would do or how I rebuild or comments around how to make your distribution business more effective in the larger global channel. My next topic would be the relationships with your vendors and resellers. Any distributor that thinks that the vendor is not one of their customers is never going to be successful. And I've seen that time and time again. The vendors, by nature of the fact that you're representing them, are your customer just as much as the downstream reseller or service provider are your customer. Now, we always used to say, my partner Nick and I, you can only rent resellers and only rent manufacturers. You can't own them. It just doesn't work in the world we're in. So you have to constantly provide the value back to both parties. And distribution is a significantly difficult place to be because you have to sell up and down. You don't just have a forward-looking business. So one of the things that most of the distributors that I've met over my time don't consider is their process for offboarding a manufacturer. Now, some of you might say, yes, we have an offboarding process and this is how we disengage and this is how we do this. But really, have you considered what happens to the revenue that you're just about to eliminate by offboarding that manufacturer? So there are two types of distributors out there. They're the ones that are exactly that process. This is how we offboard it. Yes, we've walked away from whatever business that vendor was doing. And then there's distributors like my old one who then change their process. Instead of saying to the install base, we've walked away from it, you change the manufacturer. So let's say you lose manufacturer A. Well, you start, and provided you've got manufacturer B, which is a similar sort of solution, you would then start a campaign in your iasset.com platform. Instead of renewing the old manufacturer you no longer have a relationship with, you now do upgrade campaigns for the new manufacturer. And that will at least staunch some of the revenue loss that you're about to deal with and give you the ability to get closer to the manufacturer that you are now using or doing the upgrade campaigns with. This is a very, very effective and utilized part of the distribution process and really needs serious consideration if your business is going to survive. Remember, your business, not the vendor's business and not your reseller's business. So you have to do best by your business. And you need to go pull back as much revenue as you possibly can from that event. I mean, the manufacturer, quite rightly, is going to appoint another distributor or consolidate distribution, and they will chase the same set of customers. But at least you've got an opportunity here to reinstate some of that revenue you've just lost. It was hugely successful for Distribution Central when I owned it. We had a number of events that we had to deal with. As you do in distribution, there's always good days and bad days. But we never lost entirely or walked away entirely from any one manufacturer. Now in Nirvana, if you're running a proper iasset.com platform, the vendors are typically so happy they don't tend to leave you. I mean, there are relationship issues that you've still got to manage or maintain, but if you are doing a fantastic job and your renewal rates are up in the 90s, you're doing expand campaigns and extend campaigns and end of life management on behalf of the vendor, they're not going to leave. So anyway, a couple of ideas there about the manufacturer relationship and what you need to consider as a new distributor or a distributor that you're trying to redesign. Thanks for listening.